Hi guys, today is Friday, November 20th, and welcome to episode 41 of Knits and Stuff. My name is Alicia, and today I'll be talking about almost finished objects, works in progress, pretty things, and wibbly wobbly timey-wimey. But first, welcome to those of you that are new, and for those of you that are returning, thanks for coming back. Trying a little bit, something a little bit different this time. Different camera, different recording space. I'm just recording on my computer today, so hopefully it's gonna be okay. I'm not sure what the sound's gonna be like, but I figure I'd try this and don't have to worry about focusing. And I might have a new camera coming, maybe, that I might be able to use, so we'll see how that goes. But anyway, thanks for watching. If you haven't joined the group on Ravelry, there is one called Knits and Stuff Podcast, and there'll be a link in the show notes, which are at knitsandstuff.wordpress.com. So let's get started. Excuse me. I just got over a cold, so that's why I wasn't recording a couple weeks ago or a week or two ago. So if I'm a little congested still, that's why. So, almost finished objects. One of our friends is having a baby, and I decided that I should knit something up for them because I've never knit, or maybe I have a long time ago, but I've never really knit anything for a newborn or any baby items. So I made these little booties, and oh, the lighting is gonna be weird. Okay, so these are Sargis, baby booties, and they are knit out of Lisa Souza sock merino, and these were sample skeins that I got from a Knit More Girls meetup, and so I only used just parts of the skeins. This is how, it's actually a pretty decent sized skein, but that is how much is left of the lighter color, and then I also use the darker color. So I knit these on US 1s, my signature double point needle. Oh, there goes the ball. On my signature double point needle. Oh, I think I have to hold them up in front of me now so you can see the colors a little better. But anyway, so I just need to add buttons, and I made the larger size. There's two sizes, and it's a free pattern, and I made the larger one because I was knitting them on slightly smaller needles, and the yarn is slightly lighter than fingering, I think. So I just need to sew on the buttons, and then that'll be it. And I got buttons from Joanne, and I have to get used to the camera, and the screen is mirrored, so I'm not sure if I move it right, it moves left on my screen. Anyway, so I got some buttons, and that's what they look like. I feel like it's still kind of blurry. Is that? I don't know, but they're little flowers. So it's gonna be a girl, and yeah, so get little purple booties with little flowers on the side. So I just need to sew those in, and those will be done. So that is almost finished object. And then my works in progress. So I have been working on the winter sea shawl, and I made quite a bit of progress on this while I was homesick. So this is the Winter Sea Shawl by Liz Abenanti, and this is what it looks like so far. It's getting kind of big, but I'm knitting it out of Verb for Keeping Warm Clover in the colorway Sea Glass, I think. Is that what it was? And I don't know the colorway on here. I think it was Sea Glass. And I'm just double checking. Beach Glass. I was close. So it's colorway Beach Glass. I'm on the second skein, and this is how much is left of it. And I'm knitting it on US 6s, 4.0 millimeters, and that little marker is how far I've knit since the last time I showed it to you guys. So yeah, I'm having fun knitting this. The yarn is really squishy, and it's almost like lanolin-y kind of. It feels like it has a little bit of lanolin left in it. So yeah, it's very squishy, and you can kind of see the chevron pattern in the knitting. There's alternating knits and purls. This is also a free pattern, but yeah, hoping to get that done. I was actually hoping to get this done sooner so I could use the cable from my Addi Natura clicks, because I need a longer cable because I started a new project, which is the campsite. Pull up my notes. The campsite cardie, and that is by Alicia Plummer. So, also before I move on to that, I'm keeping the winter sea shawl in my silver shed bag. It's one of the larger zipper bags with some fun geeky pattern prints on it. So that's that. And then campsite cardie. So I started this a week ago, roughly, 10 days ago, and this is Campsite Cardie by Alicia Plummer. I'm knitting it out of Miss Babs' Yowza What a Skein. I think I showed the swatch to you guys a couple episodes ago. So this was my swatch, and I think, yeah, so the bottom I knit in US 8s and the top I knit in 7s, and I think I liked the US 8s a little bit better. It matched, it was closer to gauge, but it still wasn't on gauge. So I was gonna be, if I knit the whole thing, I would have been 2 inches short around widthwise. So I went up a size so that so I would get the right length width, and hopefully it won't be too big. But so I started it on the US 8s. Those are 5.0 millimeters. This is the back. So this is what it looks like so far. It's a top-down pattern, and I think I'm getting close to splitting for the sleeves, but not quite there yet. So as you can see, it's starting to bunch up on my needles, and yeah, I could use a longer cable. So hopefully I'll get the shawl done, but I also really want to knit on this, so I've been doing both at the same time. Oh, and the colorway for the Miss Babs Yowza What a Skein is Sycamore, and it's kind of grayish. It's showing up a little bit more detailed or more color variation in the camera, but it's kind of a muddled grayish with a greenish tint to it. So yeah, so that is all of my works in progress. That would bring us to pretty things. So I have a couple of pretty things. Once I figure out where I put them. So there's going to be a little bit of crinkling. Oh, one of the pretty things is the bag that I'm keeping my campsite cardie in. I got a new box bag from Needle Runs Through It. And that is her card, or her tag. And it's this lovely large, it's huge, this bag. This large bag with an adorable print on it. Let me zip it up so I can show it to you. It's got a zipper pull. It's got little tabs on the end so that you can hold on to it while you're closing it and opening it. And then it's got a lovely little handle. And I really like the print. And there's little, especially the little like crosses, the white crosses that are overlaid on the triangles. It makes it look like it's sparkling. So yeah, that's my new project bag. One pretty thing. And then I got some kits from, or yeah, I guess they're kits, from That Purple Girl and Quarry Fiber. And this is the Happy Christmas one. And it comes with a bag, some yarn, and some stitch markers. And I really liked the striping on both the Hanukkah one and the Christmas one, so I had to get both. And I'm making the Hanukkah ones for my friend for Hanukkah, and I will probably also gift her the bag, although she doesn't really knit. She could probably use it for some other things, but it comes with this cute little triangle bag. And then let me pull out the yarn. I hope the plastic isn't too loud. It's not too crinkly, so hopefully it's not that bad. But this is what, oh, it's so pretty. What it looks like. Quarry fiber in the colorway Menorah. So I can get a good pair of socks out of this. If I don't end up keeping it for myself, but I already told her I was making her socks, so I have to give it to her. And then let me pull out the Christmas one. And oh, sorry, hope this isn't too loud. So this is the, oops, there goes the card. This is the Christmas colorway. What do they call it? A Modern Christmas. So that's what it looks like. And then it came with color coordinated stitch markers. It's a little shiny. And then the Hanukkah one came with some gold ones, which I was also using on my sweater, so on the cardigan. But yeah, so that is pretty thing. So I can pull out the bag too. This is what the bag looks like. So I get a new project bag. But yeah, so that is pretty things. And yeah, that would bring us to, oh, you know what? I do have local delights. I didn't say it in the beginning, but I do have some that I forgot about. So last weekend we signed up for a race in Sacramento. It was called Beat the Blurch. And if you read webcomics, there is a webcomic series by The Oatmeal, or called The Oatmeal. I guess it's both. And he is a runner, so he put on this race that started last year. So I think this is their second year doing it, and their first time in Sacramento. They increased their number of locations. I want to say they did it in Seattle and one other place last year, and then this year they've added more. So this year they were in Sacramento, and we ran the 10K, and it was it was in the West Sacramento / downtown. We ran through Capitol Mall, so you could see the state capitol building when you were running, and then ran back and ran over a bridge, and it was a nice run. Not too difficult since it was only a 10K, even though just got over being sick, so I was ready to breathing pretty hard. But yeah, it was fun though. And the blurch is the way that the theme of the race was you're supposed to beat the blurch, and the blurch is this like large blob of fat and just like all, I don't know, bad influence, I guess, kind of, that so he's, chasing you while you're running, but there are actually people dressed up in blurch suits that are chasing, but they basically want you to like eat cake and not go exercise and just sit on the couch and watch TV. So that's why it's like Beat the Blurch. But they did have cake at the aid stations and Nutella sandwiches. But I didn't get to try any of the cake, but the Nutella sandwiches were actually pretty good for ready to race in the morning. But yeah, it was a lot of fun, and I would want to do it next year too, because they had some fun swag. Um, but yeah, so that was local delights. Races, I'll probably be doing more because some of my friends got interested in running more races. So I'm using the term race loosely. We didn't run for a good time, or like run to make a good time. We just kind of ran to run it. So, and I'm also using the word run loosely because it's more like a jog and walking too. So, but yeah, I'll probably be doing more of those and maybe talking about them too. But and hopefully longer distances. Maybe someday I'll do a marathon. Maybe I think half marathon might be my limit, but we'll see. So yeah, that's local delights. So that would bring us to Wibbly Wobbly Timey Wimey, and I am really behind on Doctor Who. But I did watch The Girl Who Died and The Woman Who Lives. I think that's what they were called. So if you haven't seen those, I'm going to talk about them briefly, but not too much. And I'll put spoilers here, a little text thing showing that there will be spoilers while I'm talking about it. So if you don't want to hear about Doctor Who or you don't want spoilers, you can fast forward to the end, or I'll see you guys next time. But if you do, stick around. And yeah, so episodes 5 and 6, I think they were. Another 2-part episode. Well, actually, it wasn't as much of a 2-part, but it was. They were 2 episodes that were related. So they had Maisie Williams. Was that Arya, the girl that plays Arya Stark? She was in both of those episodes as a main character, and they went back into Clara and the Doctor went back into Viking times, and there was this invasion, and they were taking all their warriors, and the Doctor had to help the Vikings fight back. And it was actually a pretty fun episode. I liked it. Because he was teaching all of these non-warrior Vikings how to fight, and then realized that they basically didn't stand a chance in pure battle against these robot army. I guess they weren't really. I mean, they looked robotic in this army, and that had real weapons and very powerful weapons. And so it wasn't until the very end where he realized they can try something different. So that was fun to see them work around not battling and doing some clever trap. And in the process, the character that Maisie Williams plays, I should check her name to make sure that's right, because I'm not sure. I think it's Maisie. I don't even know. So, am I making that up? It is Maisie Williams. Okay, just picking. So. The character, that's my sound. I'll probably just have to edit a lot of the sound. So the character that Maisie Williams plays, she dies at the end of the episode, and the Doctor, everyone's really sad, and the Doctor tries to make excuses about not. Oh, this was also what was really cool about the episode, because the Doctor, he's like making excuses about why he can't save her, he can't bring her back to life, he can't go back in time, he can't change things, and they do a flashback to when David Tennant, his Doctor, when he was in Pompeii, and with Donna Noble, and she tells him that he has to save. Like, he should at least try and save one person, even if he can't save them all, like at least someone. And so they looped in why Peter Capaldi, or why the 12th Doctor has Peter Capaldi's face. And it was to remind him that he can, I don't know, can bend the rules, can break the rules, can save people, can, try and do what's best, not necessarily what's right or wrong, or if it's right or wrong to save, I don't know, to save people. So he does this whole flashback and brings back Maisie Williams' character, and not by going back in time, but just by using a piece of technology. But in the process, by implanting that piece of alien technology in her, he makes her live forever, and basically makes another Captain Jack. And they even talk about Captain Jack, which makes me hope that they're going to bring him back somehow, because it would be really great to see John Barrowman again, and to see Captain Jack's character in Doctor Who, and especially if they pair them together somehow, or if they go on adventures like Maisie Williams and John Barrowman. So that would be fun, but that that was only the first episode. So the second episode, that one was, I don't know, I think I didn't find her character as believable in that second episode. It might just be because of the actress, because of Maisie, because we're on a first name basis, because of her characters, that the role seemed a little bit out of place for her, I think. But it was also kind of interesting because she was a very conflicted character and was kind of bad, but good. She still had good in her, but she was mostly bad, and she was helping out this weird lion guy trying to open a portal. That seemed kind of like a big side story that they didn't really talk about. But yeah, and then I think, because they almost made another guy live forever. I can't think of the word for not dying. But they almost made another, I keep wanting to say inhuman, but that's not what I'm trying to say. Anyway, immortal, that's what it is. Okay, so they almost made another guy immortal, but then I think the Doctor had said something at the end about how the power that it took to get him to stop opening this portal, because they had to sacrifice life to open the portal, and then for the Doctor to use that same technology to bring him back to life didn't make him immortal, but might have just saved his life. Complications, I don't know. But I think he wasn't sure, if I remember correctly. But so she almost might have another person to share the rest of her infinite days with. But she really wanted to hang out with the Doctor. And it's kind of interesting how the Doctor doesn't want to hang out with them, because Captain Jack was the same way. He was following the Doctor around, but the Doctor didn't really take him on full time as a companion, which from a show perspective makes sense, because they bring in different companions. But if they had someone that lived forever, then they would just have the same people the whole time, and then and then they wouldn't regenerate. So interesting that, but from a story wise, it's interesting why the Doctor might not want to take his immortal companions with him. But that was a lot of Doctor Who talk. That's longer than it normally is. But so I'll stop there. But I need to catch up on the rest of the episodes, and then the Christmas special is coming up soon. Lots of Doctor Who to watch. But that is it for this episode. And I should be recording in 2 weeks as normal. So hopefully we'll see the next episode up in 2 weeks. And social media stuff. I am Eliana Knits on Ravelry, on Perfect529 on Twitter, Instagram, Pinterest, all of the other stuff. I'm unperfect529. And yeah, and show notes are at knitsandstuff.wordpress.com. So thanks for watching, and we'll see you guys in a couple weeks. Bye!